The night it fell, the sky didn't explode, it hesitated. Caleb noticed because he was already awake, sitting at his kitchen table with the lights off, listening to the house breathe around him. The refrigerator hummed. The walls ticked as they cooled. These were familiar sounds, anchors. Ever since Mara died, sleep had become something he circled without landing. The hesitation came first. A pressure in the air, like the moment before thunder remembers what it's supposed to do. Then came the sound, not loud. Not dramatic. A tearing noise, low and wrong, as if the sky itself had made a mistake and was trying not to admit it. Caleb stood. He didn't put on shoes. Outside, the stars were still there. That unsettled him more than if they had vanished. Beyond the tree line, past the abandoned field that no one touched anymore, something glowed weakly, blue-white, flickering, wounded. Every sensible part of him said stay, every broken part said go. He followed the light. The object lay half-buried in a field, soil scorched and folded inward around it. It wasn't shaped like any aircraft he'd ever seen. No wings. No clear entrance. Just angles that seemed to rearrange themselves when he wasn't looking directly at them. Smoke rose without heat, then something shifted inside the wreckage. Caleb froze, not because it moved, but because it moved carefully. A figure unfolded from the torn metal. Smaller than he expected. Not the towering monster his fear had prepared him for. Its skin shimmered like oil across water, reflecting the world slightly out of alignment. One limb dragged uselessly behind it, leaving a dark smear in the dirt. When it made a sound, it wasn't a roar, it was a failure, a thin, broken attempt at breath. Caleb raised his hands. I won't, he said, without knowing what promise he was making. I won't. The alien, his mind supplied stupidly, lifted its head. Its eyes were too many, then fewer, then something in between. They locked onto him with a focus that felt painfully aware. Fear rushed through Caleb, sharp and electric. Then something else followed it. Recognition. It scared. Helping it began with hiding the impossible. He ran back to the house, heart punching his ribs, and dragged out tarps, rope, old boards, anything to help the field forget what had arrived. Each trip felt like time thinning, stretching dangerously. In the distance, a siren wailed once, far away. He worked faster. When he touched the alien, cold burned through his skin. Images flashed behind his eyes, stars folding inward, symbols collapsing into static, a trajectory that ended too soon. Caleb gasped but didn't pull away. Easy, he whispered. I've got you. He didn't know why he said that. No one had said it to him in years. Dragging the alien to the house felt like dragging a secret across the world. The house seemed to notice. The porch creaked louder than usual. The door resisted for half a second before opening. He laid the alien in the spare room, the room he hadn't entered since Mara's hospital bed had been wheeled out and the silence had stayed behind. The air smelled faintly of antiseptic and dust. The alien's skin dimmed, its glow reacting badly to Earth's atmosphere. Caleb cleaned the wound as best he could. The flesh resisted bandages, knitting itself slowly, imperfectly, like it was guessing how healing worked. That night, helicopters passed overhead. The alien projected things in its sleep, not intentionally, Caleb realized, but because pain overflowed. He saw a vessel breaking apart in orbit. A miscalculation. A descent never meant to end on soil. He felt isolation so vast it bent thought. You weren't supposed to be alone, Caleb murmured. The alien stirred. By morning, news stations talked about unidentified debris and restricted airspace. Caleb turned the volume down. Outside, unmarked vehicles began appearing on distant roads. The alien communicated without words, through impressions, shared understanding. The vessel can be repaired, Caleb swallowed. Then we do it. Before they come. Repairing the ship was not mechanical work. It was translation. The alien showed him what it needed, materials, energy sources, alignments that made no sense until they did. Caleb dismantled old appliances. He tore copper wiring from the walls of his shed. He ignored the ache in his hands and the creeping certainty that this would end badly. At night, lights flickered across the field as the ship slowly responded, plates realigning, fractures sealing like scars learning new shapes. The suspense thickened with every passing hour. Drones buzzed overhead. A checkpoint appeared 2 miles away. Caleb slept in fragments, waking at every unfamiliar sound. The alien weakened but remained conscious, watching him with something that felt dangerously close to gratitude. On the third night, soldiers reached the edge of the field, flashlights cut through trees. Voices murmured, controlled, confident. We're running out of time, Caleb whispered. the alien reached for him. Its touch carried a memory, its home. A planet washed in amber light. Structures grown, not built. A sky that listened, then something else, a gift, not an object. Unknowing, Caleb staggered back, breath hitching. "I see it," he said softly. "I see how you do it." He worked faster than he should have been able to. Understanding guided his hands. The ship responded, humming deeper, steadier. The ground trembled, shouts erupted at the tree line, a spotlight snapped on, "Step away from the object." Caleb didn't. The ship sealed itself with a sound like a held breath finally released. The alien stood, unsteady but whole. It paused, then it pressed its hand to Caleb's chest. The gift settled, Caleb felt. Less empty, not healed. Not fixed. But steadied. As if something inside him had been acknowledged and gently set back into place. The alien stepped into the ship, engines did not roar, they remembered, light folded inward. The air bent. Soldiers shouted. Someone fired, the sound tearing the night open. The ship lifted, silently, it vanished upward, leaving the field scarred and steaming, the stars unchanged. By morning, the government said nothing. The field was fenced off. Caleb was questioned, released, watched. Weeks passed, the spare room no longer felt unbearable. At night, when sleep finally came, Caleb dreamed of amber skies and a feeling he couldn't name, but didn't fear. Somewhere far beyond Earth, a traveler made it home, and on a quiet planet, under a listening sky, the story of a man who chose kindness over fear was remembered, not as data, but as proof. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more.